Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. This is the ending video of my pantry challenge. Have you been doing a pantry challenge? Let me know how it went down in the comments. So Three Rivers Homestead does a pantry challenge every single January and February, and I'm pretty sure her rules are usually like no grocery shopping at all during that, and there is a wide variety of rules that you can make for yourself. So I'm going to go over what my rules were, how both of them went, and just like a short little recap. Like I mentioned, Three Rivers Homestead does a lot of from scratch pantry meals, and I love that about her channel. Go check it out if you like that kind of stuff. So she does a lot of that in her pantry challenge videos, and I do some from scratch cooking, and I'm trying to work my way up to doing more. I've been gardening for several years, and I do preserve some of my food, a lot of frozen stuff and some canned stuff. So a lot of that I'm trying to use up before the next growing season. So my two rules were: one, go grocery shopping every 2 weeks, and then two, use up at least 10 things in my pantry or freezer. In the beginning, I did some stuff in the fridge because I had some leftover things from like the holidays that I needed to use up. So at least 10 things every single week throughout the month of January and February. So let's talk about rule number one first and how that went. So going grocery shopping every 2 weeks. A few years ago, I did this on a regular basis, and it worked because I had like less kids, I was buying less food, and I really wanted to try to get back to that now, but I wasn't really sure how it was going to work. And I really enjoyed only meal planning and making a huge grocery list every 2 weeks, and then also using up what I could within our home in that meal planning process. But I am not that good at it yet. There was like a birthday and then like a family get together that I really didn't account for because it was like in the middle of the 2 weeks, and I completely forgot to plan for those type of things. So there was a couple of weeks that I had to go on like the off week and get those few things, but I did not buy any like meal stuff. I think I probably did have to buy some milk and some fresh fruit. So that is one thing that I'm going to have to try to figure out is fresh fruit. I mean, when we're growing more of that, when we move on to some more property that we're looking for right now, then I will hopefully have a lot more fruit that I am growing in our garden, and then I won't have to go to the grocery store for that kind of stuff. But rule number one of going grocery shopping every 2 weeks, that is something that I am really going to try to keep up with throughout the rest of this year, because I just felt like it improved my like meal planning time. I don't know, does it actually? I'm not sure, but I only have to think about it once every 2 weeks. So that was helpful for me. And then I do feel like we did use up more stuff, like more than just the 10 things that I had originally wanted to use up in that week, by only going grocery shopping every 2 weeks. Because sometimes I feel like when you go grocery shopping, at least for me, I'm like, oh, okay, I need this. And I do look in the pantry and stuff for like dinners for sure. But sometimes for like breakfast stuff, there will be like a little bit of cereal left or whatever. And it just doesn't get eaten because I got new breakfast stuff or something like that. Examples. That's an example. So I do feel like our food did get eaten all the way up before we did buy more things. So I really like that about going grocery shopping every 2 weeks. Maybe I could spread it out to even longer. We'll see. So on to rule number 2 of using up 10 items in my pantry, freezer, or sometimes fridge every single week. So at least 10 items every single week throughout the month of January and February. And now these weren't like items that I bought for a dinner the week before and just didn't use and I was planning on using the next week. It wasn't those things. It was things that I had bought a while ago or I had preserved from the garden last year and really needed to be used up, and I hadn't really been thinking about those things within my meal planning. So they were things that I had to go in the back like of these bins. So I have bins and I have specific ones that I have like ingredients and things for dinners. Our bread bin, our like snack bin, our, I'm trying to think, potato bin, those type of bins, they get emptied all the time, but really ingredients and things for stuff that I was planning on making and didn't make, those are the ones that like things get left in there and need to be used up. So to keep myself accountable and to share with y'all, if you care about this, I'm going to list really quickly the items that I used up within the last 2 months. Well, I have this last week, so I'm filming this. I have one more week of February. So I used 6 more bags of shredded zucchini that was frozen, 4 more bags of frozen corn from the garden, a jar of plum jam, 2 little Italian ice cups that had been sitting in there forever, some vanilla ice cream because we actually don't eat ice cream all that often and we'll buy it for like a birthday and then there will be some left. So that got used up, and we had like 1 ice cream cone left in a box. That got used up. I bought this True Fruit. It was like frozen strawberries with chocolate around it as like a treat, and it was in the back of the freezer. I forgot about it, and I was like, I just need to use that up. I'm trying to get all the sweets out of the house from the holidays and stuff. So you used up that. I used up a big bag of ice that we had I think somebody had given to us when we had done a get together, and it had just been in the bottom of my freezer. I was like, we need to just use this up. Me and the kids like ice. So used that up. 2 bags of frozen blueberries from my dad's garden, a thing of cranberries, crackers, 2 cans of peaches, 6 cans of mandarin oranges. There may have been more of those cans because I'm trying to cycle through those to get some more for our food storage, a thing of bone broth, 3 cans of pumpkin, and 3 chocolate pudding packs, a can of tomato soup, 2 like random Pop-Tarts, 2 cans of green beans, 8 cans of Vienna sausages, a jar of raspberry freezer jam I made, a can of sweetened condensed milk, and I actually did the trick where you just like cook the can and it makes caramel sauce. I probably won't ever do that again. It was good and really creamy, but I didn't really like the taste of it, and it was quite thick, and I did it in my crock pot, and the can rusted on the bottom of my crock pot, and now I'm like really worried about the rest because I couldn't get it off. So that was a bummer. I also used a can of black beans, a hard-shelled taco kit that I had gotten, a Jell-O pack, the rest of a bag of frozen biscuits, a marinade bottle that had been in there for a while, the rest of a box of couscous, and the rest of a bag of tortellini pasta, and then 2 bags of frozen green beans, and then 2 jars of my homemade pickles. Actually, I think we just used up another one. I think 3 jars. It feels so good to have used up that much stuff. I really am just motivated to keep on going with this. I'm probably not going to like hold myself accountable to the 10 items every single week, but I am going to push myself to do more. Like I think in the past I would kind of think, oh, like 1 or 2 things I would get out, but I really am going to push myself to really look in the back and do more every single week. So the pantry challenge this year really taught me a lot about the way that I do grocery shopping and meal planning. I feel like I always am really good about making sure I meal plan, but I have really kind of changed the way that I have been doing it the past 2 months, and I really want to continue that, especially with the going 2 weeks, every 2 weeks grocery shopping, and maybe I can even stretch it longer than that, and then really trying to push myself to get more items out of my pantry and freezer for my meal planning. In the past, I would do maybe a couple of things and kind of keep stuff in there, which I do like to keep things on hand for if there's a night where it's like, okay, I really don't feel like cooking what I had. I want to just do something easy, especially in the freezer. But really trying to push myself and use up some stuff more than just a couple of things every single week. I'm not going to keep a list and hold myself accountable for using so many items every single week, just trying to do more. Maybe if I see myself slacking off, I could just write it down and that would hold myself accountable. But really, I feel like I'm going to continue these 2 rules throughout hopefully the rest of this year and forever. I don't know. So that's just a little recap of how my pantry challenge in 2025 went this year. Again, let me know down in the comments if you did one, how it went, anything you learned from it. I would love to hear it. I'm always looking for new ideas, and I love hearing everybody's different perspectives and experiences, because that can always help me in thinking about the way that I do things for me and my family. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.